First was Renee Good. Not a single voice was spoken about. Then there was Alex Pretty. Not a single voice was spoken. Then there was Breonna Taylor, a black woman that was shot and killed by ICE. Not a single voice after that. Then, what became of ICE? They went probably on a hiatus. Or maybe they dropped out. No, they were just planning their next targets. Then, they went for Lorenzo Salgado, a father of 3. And now, another one. Now, it's a father of a 3-year-old daughter named Joan Sebastian Guerrero. When is anybody going to speak up about this? When is anybody going to realize that this is literally what the Bible says? And they will offer you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. When is Kitty Paquita gonna talk about this? When is Sped Noodles gonna talk about this? When is, I don't know, fucking Vampiric gonna talk about this? But yet nobody wants to do it because they don't want to be uncomfortable. That's the fucking reason why. So, I'm going to read you an article.
Involving?
My bad. I'm going to read you an article from the Führer website, known as the New York Times, or Times New Roman, I should say. What we know about the ICE shooting in Maine. A federal immigration agent shot and killed a man in a car on Monday morning in Biddeford, Maine. It was the second fatal encounter in a week involving an agent and a person in a vehicle. An immigration and customs enforcement agent known as ICE, known as, I don't know, fucking Gestapo Nazis, which Kitty Paquita supports, by the way, shot and killed a man in a vehicle Monday morning in Biddeford, Maine. It was the second fatal episode in a week as the pedophiles regime continues its immigration crackdown, the latest in a string of encounters between Nazis and people in cars. The man was identified as Joan Sebastian Guerrero, a Spanish person, according to Matthew Felling, a spokesman for Senator Agnes King of Maine. Now, I'm just gonna go down here. Wait, hold on. Actually,
You felt
the Homeland Security, or should I say the Homeland of Racism, said in a statement on Monday that Nazi agents have been monitoring what they believe to be the residence of someone who was in the country illegally for whom they had removed a removal order. It was unclear from the departments or whatever. But yeah, Joan Sebastian Guerrero, a Spanish person, who, mind you, was probably Puerto Rican, or maybe even Dominican, or mixed, or maybe Native American, who knew, right? This is literally the book of Matthew coming to life. And they will offer you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. When Renee Good died, Kitty Paquita, Sped Noodles, and Vampiric didn't even say nothing about it. Because, mind you, they support Nazis like ICE. They love to deport brown people. They love to deport Native American people. So, Renee Good was also a mother of a child who was shot and killed by ICE. And then there was Alex Pretty. And yet, nobody said anything. Not a single voice. Not a zero. Not a single voice. And he was a veteran, a doctor, a nurse, a veteran nurse. And yet he gets shot and killed, all because he cared about people, right? This one was the worst. Breonna Taylor, a black woman. Mind you, Renee Good and Alex Pretty, they were white people. So ICE honestly doesn't care, even if you're white. Next, we have Breonna Taylor, a Native American black woman who is a mother of a child shot and killed by police officers. Again, serve and protect my ass. Serve and protect the innocents, my ass. They don't care because they never cared. Then there was Lorenzo Salgado, who was a Spanish person who probably came from Mexico, or probably, I don't know where he came from, but all I know is he might be from Mexico or Puerto Rico. But he came to the United States looking for the American dream, wanting to achieve the American dream. But yet ICE was like, no, fuck you, and shot him to death. While nobody even said anything. And now we have Joan Sebastian Guerrero. Another unarmed and not dangerous citizen. Again, this is who Kitty Paquita and Sped Noodles support, by the way. They support these brown shirt Nazis, Nazi ICE corporations. Also, hi, my name is Wisdom. I talk about facts about the Bible and correlate them to real life events because I'm like that. I'm built like that. I never had a conversation with a PAC. I never had a conversation with a government. Never had a conversation with Secret Service. Never had a conversation with an advertisement. But yeah, this is real independent media. Yeah, this is real independent media. I just go off and say some bullshit. But hey, pedophiles deserve death. And I mean it. I mean that genuinely. See, part of this country was triggered by a black man in the White House because the inside of the White House didn't look like the outside of the White House. So they went back to what they knew, the plantation owner, right? Part of these predator catchers that they say that they've been predator catching for 20, 30, 40, 60 years was triggered when someone who cosplayed as Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, they got mad because they saw what that person was doing was actual justice. Beating the ever-living shit out of a predator until they're either dead or knocked out. Me personally, I would have killed them. I would have killed them. I would have killed the predator. Because why? Because that's how you're supposed to deal with, that's how you're supposed to deal with it. Effectively. Not just patiently. No, I don't do patience. I do effectiveness. So, that's the reason why I rather be a predator poacher, not a predator catcher. Now, mind you, Kitty Paquita and Sped Noodles, they're all predator catchers because they want to slow it down. They want to be legal about it. So that's why they do these videos and these alt accounts and all these other jazz. And they have their friends do the cyber stalking and the cyber bullying and the witch hunting for them. But yet when a cosplayer from Jujutsu Kaisen, a Yuji Itadori cosplayer, gives belt to ass to predators, that's when they get pissed and that's when they stay silent. This is who they are, people. This is who they support. They support Nazis. They support fucking ICE. They don't care if you're white. Kitty Paquita didn't care if Gia was Native American. Fucking Kitty Paquita didn't care if Modern Sonic was black. She'd rather see both of them deported. Again, she supports these Gestapo, Nazi Germany, brown shirt fucking troglodytes. When are we gonna speak up about the atrocities of the damn planet in a nutshell? When? When? When Jesus comes back? When the rapture happens? When the millennial reign happens? During the White Hall of Judgment, where people are judged based on their deeds? Like, come on now. When? Am I going to be the only person that speaks up about this? Like, am I going to be the only person that has a literal YouTube channel that don't even know how to become a YouTuber? Because I don't want to become a YouTuber. I don't want to become a YouTuber because, again, I'm not built for content. I'm not built for, views and clicks and all that other jazz. Or streaming universities. I'm not built for that. I'm built for calling out the atrocities of the damn fucking planet. That's what I'm built for. That's what I built this channel for. I built this channel to call out the atrocities of the planet. The atrocities of Trump, the atrocities of Roblox, but y'all don't want to talk about the atrocities of yourselves. Kitty Paquita doesn't want to talk about how she shook the hands with an adjudicated rapist, as well as shook the hands of the racist podcaster, Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. We allow racism and rape in our country to fight for the gospel. We are Charlie Kirk. Yeah, y'all can go right down there with Charlie Kirk and with Jeffrey Epstein. This is literally God telling us, yo, this is literally me telling y'all, hey, I'm coming back soon, so y'all better get right. ICE will offer you up to tribulation and kill you. And you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. Rest in peace, Joan Sebastian Guerrero. And now, by the way, while he was driving, his 3-year-old daughter was in the back. And ICE shot him blank in the fucking head while his daughter watched it happen. His daughter will have to carry that trauma for the rest of her life growing up. And now ICE is planning to put his 3-year-old daughter in a detention center. This is who these people are. They don't care. Kitty Paquita doesn't care about the people that died from ICE because, they're not important to her. So Leviticus chapter 19, verse 33 doesn't apply to her. And you know who you are, Kitty Paquita. You know who you are. You know who you are. I've seen your page. I've seen your videos. Not a single voice about ICE. But yet you want to dehumanize brown people and Native American people. Didn't you know that Gia was Native American? Did you know that, I don't know, Modern Sonic, aka Charles, was black? Did you know that? You didn't know that? I thought you was Christian. I thought you were supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. But you don't do that, do you? You only love people that love to, I don't know, cyber stalk and cyberbully. I thought you was Christian. I thought you loved your neighbor. Did you talk to your parents about how you shook the hands with the racist podcaster who said that dead Americans were worth the cost of the Second Amendment? Did you talk to your mom about how you literally voted for an adjudicated rapist who literally caused an insurrection who's actively defending child molesters? Did you talk to your mom about that, Kitty Paquita? You didn't because you didn't want to be uncomfortable. You stood by in your silence with sped noodles and watched as 77 million idiots voted for the shitty rapist instead of an actual presidential candidate known as Kamala Harris. See, if Kamala Harris was president, Kitty Paquita, you would have still been Christian. You would have been at Mount Calvary, bowing at the cross, begging for Jesus to forgive you because of how many enemies you've hurt. But you don't care about that, do you? I'm glad that you don't, because that's just who you are. You're not a Christian. You're a modern-day Pharisee. So when you stand before God, Kitty Paquita, and when God says, hey, you see Joan Sebastian Guerrero over here? Why didn't you talk about him? Or he'd probably ask you, hey, do you see Renee Good and Alex Preddy and Lorenzo Salgado over here? Why didn't you talk about them? What about their lives? Oh, you see Eugene Carroll over here, Kitty Paquita? Why haven't you talked about her life? You can go right with Jeffrey Epstein because you're a goat, not my sheep. My sheep understands and responds to my voice. That's who you are, Kitty Paquita. You're a goat, not a sheep. You have no fur, no texture, not even footing. And the king will say to those on the left, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and of his angels. For I was starving, did not give me food. I was thirsty, did not give me drink. I was a homeless man, did not give me a home to stay in. I was sick and in prison, you did not came to me. And then they will say to the king, when did we do all of these things? And the king will say to them, inasmuch as you did not feed the homeless, you did not feed me. Inasmuch as you did not talk about Alex Preddy or Renee Good, or even about my children that have died due to these Gestapo Nazis, you did not talk about my death, about how I died and was crucified. So, what are you going to do, America? Especially Kitty Paquita and Spread Noodles. What are you going to do? You're going to continue talking about Modern Sonic and Gia and all these other people? You're gonna keep talking about them because, mind you, that's who you are. You're not a person of faith. You're a Pharisee. You came to me and said that the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse was all about science. Okay, if it's about science and climate change, then why the fuck did Paul the Apostle wrote the book of Acts chapter 2 verse 19 and 20? Right? Why did Paul the Apostle wrote the book of Acts chapter 2 verse 19 to 20? Ah, that's right, because that's what Jesus literally said. What did it say in the Bible, Kitty Paquita? What did it say? Don't look it up, because if you do, you're a dumbass. What did it say? I will show what? Signs? No. I will show wonders. From where? From heaven. And what? Signs. In what? In the earth beneath. Pillars of blood, vapors, and smoke. The sun shall be what? Ah, yeah. Now you're starting to catch on, Kitty Paquita. Now you're starting to catch on. The sun shall be turned to darkness. Give me a minute. Yeah. Again. The sun shall be what? Ah, now you're starting to catch on. The sun shall be turned into darkness, as the moon the blood. What does those two correlate to? Mind you said that it was science, right? You said that it was science. So what does those two things correlate to? Oh, right. Yeah. The solar and lunar eclipse. So how about you shut the fuck up and shove a Bible right up your ass? Because you don't know God like that. You never knew God. You play him. You cherry pick scripture and make it seem like it's all about you when it's clearly not about anybody else. You cherry pick scripture and make it seem like it's all about you. That's why you're not a Christian. Because if you were, you would have been bowing in front of Jesus Christ right about now, begging for forgiveness because of how many people you've hurt in your past. I wonder, how is it that you never made a case about me? Ah, right, because you don't want to be uncomfortable. How is it that you don't make cases about me? Oh, because I'm calling you out for your bullshit. Ah, that's right. Yeah, because you don't have time for people like that. People that speak about the truth. You only have time for people that did bad shit, right? Like Modern Sonic, who's black, Gia, who's Native American, and Kira, who's mixed, right? You have time for people like that. But when it comes to the Bible, oh, let's not talk about that in my Discord server. Oh, please don't talk about Alex Preddy in my Discord server. Oh, please don't talk about Leviticus chapter 19, verse 33 in my Discord server. Please, don't do that. I don't want my fan base to look upset. You care about quality, not value. I respect I respect Gia because I love her as my neighbor. Love thy neighbor as thyself, for you yourselves were born out from the midst of Egypt. I love Gia as if she was my sister that I never knew. I love Kyle as if he was my brother that I never had. I don't know Gia like that. I don't know Kyle like that, but I know that they've been through a lot. I rather fight for the people than rather fight for myself. Why do you think I rather live the life of Lazarus instead of the rich man? You know, I'm gonna leave you with this. And Kitty Paquita, when you stand before God, don't act afraid. Because you weren't afraid of talking about Native Americans and Black people. Don't act afraid on Judgment Day. When you are asked, how did you do what I told you to one of the least of these? That's what God is going to look for. He's not only just looking for your heart, he's looking for, did you do what I told you to do to the least of these? And if you didn't do it, and if you didn't talk about it, I don't know what to tell you. Don't blame me, don't blame God, don't blame Jesus for sending you down there with Jeffrey Epstein and Charlie Kirk. Like, first, they came for the immigrants, but I wasn't an immigrant, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Jews, but I'm not Jewish, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the VTubers, but I'm not a VTuber, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the YouTubers, but I'm not a YouTuber, so I didn't say anything. And then they came for Josh, which in Hebrew means Jesus is salvation. And there was no one left to help me because they stoned me to death. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is your people in whom Kitty Paquita supports, by the way. Kitty Paquita supports ICE. Kitty Paquita, Sped Noodles, they both support ICE. They both support Nazis. Kitty Paquita supports Graham Plattner, who is a troglodyte Nazi who loves going to tours in the name of killing brown babies and raping brown babies. You also have Kitty Paquita, who also loves deporting brown people, deporting Black people, deporting Native Americans. Kitty Paquita is a white supremacist. She does not care about quantity. No, she does not care about value. She cares about quantity. Kitty Paquita also loves cyberbullying and cyber stalking people, having their friends leak their addresses and their Facebook names and whatnot, because that's just who she is. She's a white supremacist. She does not care about the value of a person. And she claims that she's Christian when she really is just a modern day Pharisee. So, again, Kitty Paquita. Yeah, Kitty Paquita. I hope you realize the futility of the situation. And this is who she is. And this is who she is, people. So when you hear that ICE is killing people, just read the book of Matthew where it says, and they will offer you up to tribulation and kill you, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. That's pretty much ICE in a nutshell. So with that being said, Kitty Paquita, read the Bible more. Read from the book of Genesis all the way to the book of Revelation. Maybe then you'll start to see the reason why I'm still talking about these people, because I rather do to one of the least of these, because I actually care about people that I never knew. So with that being said, have a white day.